Hi everyone. I didn't put a notice of when I would go live because goodness, I didn't even think I would have a chance. But I hope some people start popping on so I can see you. I fed the baby like an hour ago, which gave me a minute to get Olivia and Noah out of the house and for me to shower. And don't be fooled by tons of under eye makeup. I'm exhausted. But I hope to talk to some of you now. I see some people are popping on. Before people pop on and start asking specific questions, the baby's right here. He's so cute. I'm scared to show you how dirty my apartment is, but you could maybe see him. He's rocking. Olivia lived in that rockaroo. Baby is so cute. I'm obsessed with him. But before people start popping on and asking specific questions, I want to talk a little bit about Memorial Day, because I know Memorial Day has its own temptations and everything, but I heard such a good analogy like this past month. I forgot when I heard it. I actually heard it as part of like a Jewish sermon in synagogue, but I think it's just an amazing analogy for perspective that really applies very well to weight loss. So I want to share with you guys like this analogy I heard, which is, and I think it's really relevant because this is the first weekend of the summer. So I heard this analogy. Hi, everyone. Pop on. Hi, everyone. So I wanted to start by just giving everyone like a little motivation for Memorial Day weekend and just how to get perspective on things. Because I know a lot of you are at a point where you're like, okay, I lost weight, but I didn't lose as much as I wanted to. Or I really want to lose more. Or okay, I lost 5 pounds, but I really have 50 to go. And like, I understand that feels like annoying. And it's very easy to fall into a negative mindset very, very quickly. And I know today, tomorrow, you're going to be at a lot of Memorial Day festivities and you're going to be making your healthy choices while everyone else is going to be making really silly choices. And you might feel that FOMO or fear of missing out and might get like a little negative, and it's very easy to be like, oh, I might as well have that. I don't really care, or I might as well eat that. I haven't lost as much weight as I want to anyway. And it's very easy to start getting super negative and start self-sabotaging. And so I really want you guys to stay focused and not self-sabotage. And realize that you're on the road to something bigger, right? You're on your RT to your number, you're on your RT to your goals, and it's gonna challenge you. And if it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't change you. And it should feel different, and it should feel a little bit sticky and uncomfortable at first, because that's where you experience change, and that's what's so rewarding later on. So, oh, hi everyone. I'm so excited you're all here. So I want to share this little analogy that I think is really great for jumping you into a more positive mindset. So the analogy is the pool. So if you ask a kid what they can't do in a pool, you know, it sounds really not great. Like if you think about a pool, it's like, I can't bring my iPhone in there. I can't bring my iPod in there. You know, in the pool, you can't play Connect 4. You can't play card games. Like when you're in a pool, you're just so wet, and you know, you can't bring any of your electronic devices, and you can't talk on the phone. And it's very easy to talk about the pool like it's this like, oh my God, there's so many things I can't do in the pool. But if you asked a kid what they think about a pool, they probably jump into all the positives. It's so fun. It's refreshing on a hot day. Like we get to splash around. We get to play pool games. We get to do flips under the water. Like, you know, we feel so weightless. Like there's all these fun pool games that you can't do anywhere else. You get to be on floaties. You get to, you know, dive in and find the little things. And it's just all about perspective. You know, there's like literally 2 ways you can look about swimming and going in a pool. And you can choose to look at it negatively or insanely positively. You can look at it as like all the things you can't do that make it challenging and different and weird, in that you can't use your phone in the pool and you can't text and you can't do all these things. Or you can look at it as this like super special, different instance that isn't like anything else. Being in the pool is not like being on a soccer field. Being in the pool is not like sitting like on a lounge chair, texting on your phone or reading a magazine. You can't do those things in the pool. And that makes it so gratifying and rewarding and special and experiential that you can't get anywhere else. And I thought that this is a really cool analogy to look at in terms of weight loss. And I think it's a really cool perspective and thought to bring into this weekend, because yeah, other people are going to be eating buns, and yeah, other people are going to be eating chips and guacamole, and you're going to be eating baby carrots and keeping your 2 hands on the wheel of your water bottle. It's going to be different, but it's so cool. it's so rewarding. It's so different. And it's so amazing. And it's getting you on the road to really where you want to be. And the person who's doing that, it might look like your comfort zone. It might look like something you've done before. But if nothing changes, nothing changes. That's going to be the person that come Labor Day is begging you to explain what you've been doing. So I need you guys all to take a look at this Memorial Day weekend as a kickstart to summer. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I was super excited that my due date was around Memorial Day because my anniversary is Labor Day. And I'm like, perfect. I have Memorial Day to Labor Day to lose my baby weight. And I'm right there with you. Like, I weighed in today. I have about 20 to 25 pounds to go. I'm squeezed into these stretchy jeans that are burning my stomach right now, but I just wanted to close them. But I have 20 to 25 pounds to go. I'm so excited to do it with you guys. I get it. I get that sometimes it's like, oh my God, like I was the exact same way today as I was yesterday after I feel like I've been pumping nonstop and feeding nonstop and eating really well. And I get it. It's like, oh my God, like what's it going to take? But you just have to stay positive because it's 2 pounds at a time. And I want you guys to think about goal setting. Like for me personally, which I think could be helpful to use as an example, I want to lose 20 to 25 pounds by Labor Day. Super reasonable goal. It's like May 25th, June 25th, July 25th, August 25th. It's like 20, 25 pounds in like 3.5 months. And I know I can do it. And I know you can all do that too. But I'm really focusing on 2 pounds at a time. Like I'm really focusing on my weight today, -2. Like I just want to hit that by hopefully next week. So 2 pounds at a time, and also set mini goals. So my birthday is like in 2 weeks. So I know that in 2 weeks, I want to be one number. And then I know by summit, I hope to be like, like 2 pounds or 3 pounds less than that. And then I know by 4th of July weekend, I should be there. So I'm not like hung up on these mini goals because I really want to focus on 2 pounds at a time. But it's nice to create that calendar because, again, when you're faced at Memorial Day barbecue or at a brunch or when someone brings in a fresh fruit platter and a platter of Danishes or whatever it is, when you have those micro goals in mind, like you look at your phone, it's like July 1st and you know that by July 4th, like you really wanted to be 1.5 pounds less, like it helps you navigate like, no, I'm on the road to something bigger. And my perspective is much more positive and productive at this point, and I don't want to sink in there. Okay, so I hope you guys take away just jump out of the negativity, jump into the positivity. Yes, what you're going to be doing this weekend is probably very different than what you did last Memorial Day weekend. But set the tone today and tomorrow for a better summer. Because like I said, there is no food or alcohol that appears on Memorial Day weekend that is very different than every summer day, every summer barbecue, every 4th of July barbecue, and every Labor Day barbecue. It's all the same. It's all burgers, it's all steaks, it's all hot dogs, it's all cupcakes, it's all American flag frosting on everything. It's all watermelon wedges and corn on the cob and beer and sugary cocktails. It's guacamole, it's chips, it's baby carrots and bell peppers and everything. So just set the tone this Memorial Day weekend. Offer to bring a salad. Offer to make the salad. Offer to bring a veggie tray. Do not assume that where you're going will have a veggie tray or salad. Do not assume that where you're going is going to have water. Drink tons of water in advance. Bring your 2B Mindset water bottle. Have those sayings with you wherever you are. Bring a veggie tray because no one needs another 6-pack of beer. Bring a veggie tray. Stop at any market, Target, Costco. They all have veggie platters. Just say, I thought we should bring it here. That way guarantee you have something to fill up on. And I'm telling you, everyone else will be so happy you're eating it too. People will be like, is this what you're eating to have lost like 5-10 pounds this past like 3 weeks since I've seen you? And be like, yeah, why don't I tell you more? Or, join them on your team, bring them in part of the group and like, get them on this movement so every summer barbecue moving forward can be a step healthier, which would make your life a lot easier and theirs. Okay, so let me take questions. Okay, so Michelle said that she was at a barbecue yesterday. She opted to skip the bun, kept her 2 hands on her steering wheel. I love it, I love it, I love it. What else? How's everyone doing? Consistency. Consistency is key, guys. Consistency is key. One thing I really believe in weight loss is consistency. I know for me, like I like to eat when I'm in weight loss mode. I really like to do my trial and error. figure out my good breakfast, figure out my good lunch, figure out like different ranges of dinner, but like really stick with it. So even though today I was like the same weight as I was like 2 days ago, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm the exact same weight, even though felt like I was eating healthy and drinking lots of water and breastfeeding nonstop. I'm not really that upset because I haven't been doing anything consistent. People have been bringing over food. I don't really know what they're making. So I'm making healthy choices, but I'm not like in the zone of like, this is what I'm having, this is what I'm having. I'm just trying to make the best choices around, which is great for maintenance mode, but it takes a little jump up for weight loss mode. I know certainly for me, for weight loss mode, I like to like make my own food, know what it is, portion it out, track it down, and like not get involved with other things. Versus now it's like people are bringing food over and all this stuff, and I'm just like telling everyone like, we're good here. Like, so I could jump into my mode sooner. Angie, you lost 12 pounds. You're so happy and in control. Guys, the key to the 2B mindset, the key gratifying aspect of the 2B mindset that women especially love so much is being in control. The one thing I love to show people, and my favorite thing that people tell me that I help them get to, was a feeling of being in control. In control of your emotions, in control of your food, in control of your weight and your state. I mean, everyone craves control. We all crave control, and we all stress out, and all of our hardships, if you think about all your aggravations at work, all of your aggravations with your kids, all of your aggravations with politics, like if you're very into politics and you feel very like moved by the election and the presidential campaign, all this stuff, all of that anger and frustration usually comes out of a feeling of out of control. When you feel like you have a condition that you really like just don't have hold of, or your kids are misbehaving, or it's always like, I wish I could control everything, and you can't. And I always find like when you eat your food and you know it's a weight loss day, and you know how many ounces of water you need, and you know how many veggies you need, and you know how much detail you have to put in your tracker, and you know that it becomes predictable, that if you stick with that formula that works for you, and the scale will go down the next day, that sense of control is so gratifying because you actually can control it. And that's what's so awesome. And so anytime you feel frustrated by your weight loss, take a note of like, was it your period? Was it salty food? Was it restaurants? Was it all these things? Because it was probably factors out of your control. And I really want you to keep tracking and figuring out what your weight loss day is, and figuring out that like, if you have X amount of ounces of water, and if your breakfast and lunch are pretty much the same thing, and dinner is like that same plated formula or whatever it is, and you're dinner and done by a certain time, like I want you guys to start really working towards finding that sense of like predictability with the tracker and control, because you will get there. Maybe not by week 3, but like by week 5, by week 6, by week 7, 8, 9, you should have enough weight loss days and enough formulas to work from to like really feel a sense of control over like, if you follow X, Y, and Z, you should see this result. And that rocks. Okay. And so I really want you guys to kind of get there and know that it takes time to get there. But once you get there, it's awesome. Okay. So don't be like, just, you gotta be patient. You gotta be consistent. Jennifer says she's still playing with your food. Amazing. You lost 10.8 pounds the first week, and now you're at a standstill. But you're not a standstill. It's only week 3. Okay, so it's not a standstill, but you want to regroup and get off the next 10 pounds, focusing on 2 pounds at a time. Just know, week 1, you were probably more diligent. Week 1, you were probably a little more focused. Week 1, you were probably like really thinking about the food groups and the plates and exactly what you wanted each meal. And now you're kind of like, oh, this seems about right. This seems about okay. Like what I've been doing for the past 2 days. Like people bringing over food. I'm making better choices than the people around me. I'm eating cauliflower rice and not the like fried Persian rice that someone brought over. But like I'm still not measuring, tracking precisely. I'm just making like the healthier choices, which has been great for maintenance mode. But it takes a notch up for weight loss mode. And just know that control and discipline in weight loss mode rocks. Like I can't wait to have that sense of discipline and predictability. I know like this week is hard because my family is like in and out and people just keep like dropping by and I'm not sleeping and stuff like that. But like by next week, like it's on like Donkey Kong. Okay, what else? Yes. So yeah, Kayla, you still want variety. You absolutely can still have variety. I like to have variety in my marinades and my sauces and my salad dressings and my seasonings. So like, even if I like stick to the same like veggie and protein, like I will switch up the accessories. Or even if I stick to the same protein, I switch up the veggies. Or if I stick to the same veggies, I change up the proteins, or I mix them all as long as the plated and the measurements are intact. So it kind of what's it called, works. Lakmini is on, who was in the first test group and is awesome. And there was someone in the first test group who I think lost over 70 pounds. She's amazing, Julie. And Julie came up with her own Alana is a mantra, whatever you want to call it. And Julie always told herself, because Julie was an interesting, it was in a situation because she worked at like a very, very amazing steakhouse. So Julie was in her first test group and she worked at like a very famous, delicious steakhouse known for their food that's super expensive. So whenever she was offered, her and the wait staff was offered free food of this like gourmet food, it was very hard to pass it up because people are paying a fortune for this food that she's being offered for free. And my dad always had a joke my whole childhood, which is, what's better than food? Free food. So I'm sure a lot of us only get into that point. So she had a hard time passing up on this food and sticking with her weight loss mode. And she came up with this amazing mantra, which got her to her like insanely incredible weight loss. I think Julie lost about 70 pounds or maybe more. And she said her line is, I'm in weight loss mode now, so I can be in maintenance mode later. And I think this is a really good point for all of you, because Memorial Day weekend, sure, there are temptations, but you're in weight loss mode now, so you could be in maintenance mode later, because maintenance mode is like flexible and alcohol and making these choices and all stuff, but like be in weight loss mode now, because it's a very precious time, and be in that moment that might feel like sacrifice, because all good times in life have usually that moment of sacrifice, like finals week when you're graduating. Like it's you're not going to parties in that time. You're not it's like that period of sacrifice. And sometimes it helps to think of it like that. Like a lot of people who are in home construction, like they're remodeling their kitchen. It's like, okay, this is going to be a period of sacrifice. Like this is just going to suck for a little bit until it gets better. But that's going to be okay. And I'm going to deal with it. I'm going to get through it with a positive attitude because I look at it in that perspective. So I think it's just really important, you guys, like reshape your mind space, whatever it is. Like if you weren't signed on for that analogy I used with the pool, maybe like watch this live from the beginning, because I think that's a good analogy. I was talking about how like you could look at the pool as a time that you can't look at your phone and you can't check your email and you can't play cards or read magazines, or you could look at the pool as a refreshing splash on a hot summer day where you could do flips under the water and play pool games. Like it's all about how you look at everything. So I really want you guys to take this positive perspective going into the weekend and realize you're doing this for you. You're doing this for a bigger goal. You're on the road to something bigger and greater. RT, road to whatever number does it for you, whether it's a pant size or a weight goal or how many minutes of, like push-ups you want to attain, or a minute mile, or, just RT to a healthy BMI. You're on the road to a healthy BMI, RT to a better cholesterol level or better blood sugar levels or to better energy. But whatever is motivating you right now, just think, I'm on the road to something bigger. And so when everyone's offering me and tempting me this and that, it's not going to do it for me, because I'm on the road to something bigger and greater, and I don't want to sabotage that. And I'm there right there with you. Michelle's saying her weight loss is slower drop when you're down to the last 10 pounds. I don't think so. Your weight loss never has to slow down, but you will have to make tweaks. So like I found with my weight loss, like I always ate a lot of volume, but I didn't need as much. Like I just needed more water and more veggies, but I didn't necessarily need as much protein to get full, as many carbs for energy. So you just have to be open to making tweaks. And I think that's really important, to think about. I love you guys. Yes, LaCroix, Zevia sparkling waters, Polar sparkling waters are amazing at these summer barbecues. So awesome. Oh, Gina, RT size 6, Amy, RT 143. I love it. I love it. I love it. I have my RT in mind like literally every second. I find it's been really helping me. So I'm happy it's helping you guys too. I love you guys so much. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so happy my baby's sleeping. And my husband took my daughter. And now I want to get my nails done so I could feel a little more human because they're like just, I wash my hands every 3 seconds and they're like getting ripped up. Andrea asked, can you have your shake at any time during the day? It's a protein, so you can have it as part of your breakfast, part of your lunch, part of your snacks, part of your dinner. We have a thread on this Facebook page about when people are having their shakes. I think there's a lot of good advice in there. Oh, Saudi, who was also in our first test group, who's amazing, said she didn't see a weight loss for a few days, and then she slept more and drank more water and lost 2 pounds. I need you guys to, I love like the people on the first test group, like Saudi and Lakamini are on this because they've been doing the 2B mindset for a year and a half. And I hope you guys are all inspired by how patient and understanding and flexible and open to learning they still are. I'm always open. I mean, I'm in weight loss mode brand new today. Like like I've lost 100 pounds. I'm still up 20 from my lowest point of where I want to be. So like, I'm open to like the fact that my body will probably lose weight differently now than it did 2 years ago. Because our bodies are always changing. And I always have to be open-minded and never get too cocky. And I think you guys always have to like understand that like we're never above, I'm never above tracking. Like I'm tracking everything right now. Like, and it's always new. You always have to be open. There's always a new restaurant you might want to try. There's always a new season. There's always a period. There's always a hormonal change. There's always an age change. There's always heat that's going to need more water. There's always maybe a new workout that's going to require more water. Like you just have to be open and flexible. And that's why we're only in the 3rd week going into the 4th week. Like no one should feel frustrated at this point. This is like, it's just the beginning. Like if you've had at least a 2-pound weight loss in the past 3.5 weeks, you should have learned something. You know, if you've just been drinking more water and see the scale go down, you should have like, at least like you're cluing into like, oh, wow. Or if you felt fuller after veggies, you should at least be like, yeah, veggies actually do make me full. Like any of these insights that you've had this past month have been super productive in getting you where you want to be. So always be open-minded, always be excited. If you lost 10 pounds the first week and you stayed the same the next week, you're still down 10 pounds. Like, you know, you have to be happy and excited about it. That's really great. So I really want you guys to just like keep with this positive perspective. If you just signed on now, please start from the beginning and just hear those different analogies of how to take a step back and get a little more positive and make a push. Like I'm about to make a push. Like I'm telling everyone, stop bringing me food. I'm like told my husband later today, you're watching both kids. I'm going to the grocery store and like setting my week up well, like for weight loss mode, the way I think should work for me and what works like before, but I'm open-minded to making tweaks as needed. And like just do what you got to do. Like make the push because it feels good when you do. It does. And this is the first weekend of the summer. So think 2 pounds at a time. Think about where you want to be by Summit. And I hope you're all going to Summit because I'm going to be there, I hope. Think about where you want to be by 4th of July. Think about where you want to be by Labor Day or something that's in between there. And just start making these mini goals and think about them when you're in these temptation situations or when you feel unprepared, when you feel unmotivated. Just think like, you know what? I'm only 5 pounds away from where I want to be by Summit. I can do this if I just pull it together. Okay? So just really, 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 really try to just pull it together, pick up the motivation, think about it. It is so gratifying. Thinking about all the positives to losing weight. Think about all the positive end results of uncovering all these clothes in your closet that you've been wanting to wear for the past ever that haven't been fitting you, or how much sexier you'll feel by, you know, wearing shorts maybe by Labor Day barbecue, or how much more confident, or how much more energy, or how much more positive you'll feel around your family and friends when you're feeling more comfortable in your own skin. Just think about, or how much healthier your doctor will like reward you for when you go to your next checkup. Like whatever's motivating you right now, whatever getting you like feeling good about your healthy choices, just try to tap into, and make it clear for you so you could tap into it at any point. Oh my gosh, Jennifer said she's down 14 pounds and broke a 3-year plateau. Jennifer, if you can like keep sharing with everyone what you're doing. Jennifer Allen Hopgood, I want you guys to all realize successful people leave crumbs. So if you are feeling down or you're feeling frustrated, go to #2BMindset on Instagram, go to like on Facebook, whoever's saying they're doing really well, ask them to motivate you. You know, we're all coaches. We're all in this to help each other. So just rather than being down on yourself, start inquiring and being open-minded to learning about, you know, what could be really great. Kayla said she doesn't have to make any modifications, eating the way the 2B Mindset and doing the 80-day obsession workouts. Honestly, guys, in terms of modifications for workouts, in terms of modifications for certain disorders and diseases, and in terms of modifications of breastfeeding and all this stuff, you gotta just go by your own intuition. Like a lot of people say when they're breastfeeding, they eat all this extra food. I don't feel hungrier. I don't think my body registers that breastfeeding should burn calories. I have a very slow metabolism. I think my body registers breastfeeding 10 times a day as the equivalent of me sneezing 5 more times a day. Like it doesn't really rev up a metabolism for me. But the good thing is it doesn't really make me that much hungrier somehow, even though I'm literally feeding this child nonstop. It doesn't make me hungrier, meaning it's not revving up my metabolism, meaning I don't need to force myself to eat all this extra food to sustain it because it's working. And if I ate extra food, I would just be gaining weight because I'm not really hungry. So I just need to drink a lot more water, try to rest when I can, and try to just keep feeding frequently. But it's not necessarily like revving up my metabolism and earning me like hundreds of more calories. And I always feel that way with workouts too. Like, I mean, my metabolism doesn't necessarily like jump like crazy if I do a high intensity workout or I do a spin class or I do a plyo class. Like it kind of just feels good. It feels good to sweat. Helps me feel more toned, but I don't really reward myself with a lot of extra calories or a lot of extra food or a lot of extra snacks because I just do it with the more sure model. I continue to eat well and I still lose weight. I still see, you know, definition without like needing to make these like crazy modifications just because I read them somewhere. So I don't like to prescribe modifications and tell everyone like, you need to have an extra snack or you need to have this because we're all different and we're all going to respond to things differently. Some women who are breastfeeding or doing 80-day obsession feel like they're ravenous and they're drinking 150 ounces of water and they still feel so hungry. That's probably because their metabolism is actually working really well. And so they should have maybe a small snack or a, Beachbody Performance Recover afterwards, help curb the hunger, help restore muscle mass, and probably still see a weight loss. But you have to individualize this. You have to go by how you feel. So, a lot of you are saying, but I have this condition or I have this workout. How do I modify? You have to go by your tracker and your weight loss and kind of figure out what works best for you to keep seeing weight loss, to keep seeing the results you want. And not feeling too hungry or not feeling low energy, but just whatever's working best for you. Ramona says when she was down 3.5 pounds before Aruba, she tracked every day. She didn't drink enough water, but she walked and swam lots. She's back home 2 pounds up, but no worries. Yeah, listen, if you go on vacation and you don't gain 10 pounds in a week, you did something right, but probably not right enough to see a weight loss. Vacations are really tough. You're eating out at restaurants. They butter and oversalt everything. Your sleep is out of whack. You're probably more constipated. You're probably retaining water from the flight. Probably not drinking as much water. You're probably not eating as many like snackable veggies. You're probably, you're tracking everything, but you're tracking foods that you don't really know that you're eating because everyone's making it for you. So never, never, never get overwhelmed by if your scale goes up on things you couldn't control, like your period, like vacationing, like restaurants, like eating later at night, like, eating at a friend's house. You can't really get frustrated. You just have to learn from it because if it's not in your control and you don't really know what it is, you can't be upset. Okay, my husband's calling and he has my daughter, so I gotta go. I love you guys so much. Have an amazing, amazing weekend. Sorry, I have to run off so fast. Noah. Oh, hi.